Law of attraction sounds, well, very attractive, doesn't it? But I wonder if its time has perhaps come and gone. I'm still a fan of it, but I have doubts. And I wonder if you have some of those doubts too. For instance, one of them is, well, nobody can prove that any of this attraction actually works. But more importantly, don't we have a sense within that ego might be involved? I know I've had this problem, especially as a coach. I could have made it big, perhaps, standing up and talking law of attraction stuff, but the doubt was in me that, is this genuine? Is this me? Because when I look into creating and manifesting in this way, even the word manifesting, there's a doer involved. And where the doer and where thoughts are, there's ego. And then you're playing God. That was also my thing. Am I playing God? I thought it was crazy for a while, until I found alternatives. Okay, so this video is for you if you have these doubts or just curious about it. And we're going to look at alternatives. And specifically today, we're going to look at Eckhart Tolle and his conscious manifestation as a possible alternative or a new form that the law of attraction might be growing into. So, beginning with the problem, law of attraction, sounds beautiful. It does make you feel better. I mean, it's basic good sense that if you think positively, you meet more positive people and attract positive things. So that part is okay. The difficulty is when you start using it to now manifest cars and houses and things. Because the only proof we have that it works is the teachers who say it works for them. They visualize this house and then they're buying it. But that's their path. We have no control really over what happens because that control is in the mental realm. And what you want to do if you're a serious student of spirituality is move beyond mental realm. So now how do you use your mind to create? Knowing that the mind is so fallible and so tied to ego, do you dump law of attraction completely? So I did try dumping it completely, but I was not satisfied with that. So I set out my quest to find out what is 5D manifestation. How do you create from the heart? How do you create from a place beyond mind? So first stop, Eckhart Tolle. Now, I did his conscious manifestation course. It's very good. It's quite long, and it's quite difficult to follow, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to talk about Eckhart here a bit. Please note, I may get it wrong, what I say, and it's not in any way a criticism of his work. I did come under fire before for discussing something called the Eckhart Tolle spiritual trap. You can look for a video of mine of that name. Just read the comments section. It's quite entertaining. I got a lot of attention because of that. So this is going to be looking at his manifestation process, and importantly for you to interpret for yourself. And you can in the comments here say if you think that I've understood correctly according to you, or if you have a different understanding. Okay, let's get that out the way. The way Eckhart teaches is very in the now, of course, and he just talks, as you probably know if you followed his work. So it is sometimes quite difficult to get a grasp. So what I want to do is, so when I say Eckhart is difficult, I'm touching on the fact that for many of us, it is difficult to follow because he doesn't often give steps. Because he's very much from the now and there's not really steps there and he's beyond the mind. But for us normal people who operate in and out of the mind a lot, steps are really helpful. So I analyzed this quite a lot and I did find some steps, which I'll share with you. And you can keep them or leave them as you see fit. So if we must put steps on it, step 1 would look like this. Stop everything and enter presence. So that means, this is very important, unlike traditional law of attraction where you will focus on the desired outcome, the house, you start visualizing immediately. In this way you stop all that stuff, stop all the mental stuff because visualization is mental, and become present. You can become present simply by feeling into the body, into the breath. You can note what's going on around you. Simple presence without comment. Brings in the present moment. And in this moment, it's really special because you're starting to let go of your mental idea of what it is that you should have. Okay, step 1, we can say stop. Step 2, realize and abide in the fullness of life. So this flows naturally from step 1. When you stop and become present, what you want to do is broaden your awareness through your subtle frequencies, the subtle senses, and you'll notice there's a fullness, like a peace in the background, as it were. So I call that essence. In Eckhart's language, he's calling it the fullness of life, because it feels like a fullness. It feels like there's a positivity in it that is not caused by anything in the material world. It's important to realize here you're not trying to raise your frequency to match a desired outcome. You're stopping all of that and going to presence. And in presence, you become in touch with the fullness of life. And he draws that expression from a saying by Jesus, something to the effect of, I've come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. In other words, more full. The fullness of life. So when you're feeling the fullness of life, so you don't need anything, you don't want anything. So this is why his technique is radically different from traditional law of attraction, because first you go into not needing. That's radical. You're letting go of what you want to create. And you're sensing of whatever is here already. I am. And it's also the I am presence. Okay. Now resting in the fullness of life, step 3, you can either chill here in the fullness and see what wants to happen, or if you have an intention, you bring the intention up into the fullness. So I'm in the fullness, being spacious, open, and now I can bring in, if I still feel like doing so, because I might have dropped that intention now, but I can bring in, say I want to create a new place to live. Then you can bring in your visualization. But as you're doing that, be very aware of its impact on the fullness of life, on your sense of presence. Because it can happen that as you bring in your intention, you waver, your energy drops, and you lose presence. So here, you once again be careful to maintain presence. And also to not worry if you have lost presence, just notice it and come back to presence. So this is very interesting, because at this point, you're also accepting a negative that comes up. So just say I want to create a beautiful house to live in. It might trigger your dissatisfaction with your current situation. That is no problem, my friends. This is very important. Don't let that become a problem, the negative that arises. It's almost natural that it will happen. As you become soft and vulnerable and access the heart, it will also bring up that which is shielding the heart, the hurt places, so the negative can come up. And what you do is you just watch it and be present with it. I notice this negativity, I notice this resistance, and I'm saying yes to the resistance. I allow it to be as it is. And as you keep doing this and keep returning to presence, you find that the vision can become clearer again. Or more clear. By clear, I mean the resistance is going away. Or it might change into something else. Maybe you really want something different. So the resistance will then show you what you really want. Then you can call that into your mind in presence and see what happens. Okay, so that was step 3, hold the vision lightly with presence. And then step 4 would be to action steps, or open to action, open to the flow. So now you're saying, what wants to flow through me? So if you were visioning a place to live, you can gently and easily turn your attention to what might be steps, easy, simple steps that I can take, like from now, that will bring more of this same feeling of, I'm in a beautiful place, I'm safe, I'm okay. So here you're opening the steps, and also you're letting go of outcomes. So this thing might take form in something that you, in an unexpected way. Maybe you're not meant to move out. Maybe here's the right place for now. When I say not meant to, meaning your higher self is still learning something from the situation it wants you to get. Okay, so if I recap, stop everything. Stop your intending, stop your visualizing, just for a short while. Stop, become present. 2. In presence, notice the fullness of life. Notice the fullness. Notice there's a beautiful feeling in this presence. That presence is a fullness. And from fullness will something flow. Then you can flow into actions. Then you can just rest here and then flow into your day. Or if you have a specific something that you wanted to create, you can introduce that into this fullness and be aware of how it interacts with the fullness. So you're dunking this desire into presence. That's how I see it. It's almost like into a river. There's a flow of presence and source, and you're taking your desire like a shirt, washing it, dunking in the river, taking it out, dunking it in, till it is clean. So I'm adding a lot of my own interpretation here, guys, by the way. So do keep your antenna aware. This is not verbatim Eckhart Tolle. This is my interpretation of what I've gleaned and put into some sort of steps, purely as a framework to help us understand. Because why we need frameworks is that it's very easy to listen to, go to a satsang with a teacher who's very much in presence, and then we leave that and then we drop out of it. And we don't know how to find a way back. And it doesn't help if the teacher says there's no real technique. It doesn't help us when we are back in the mind. So I'm presenting here a rough scaffolding technique that you can, in the moment that you need it, you can reach for it. Oh, what's the first step? Stop. So stop panicking, stop trying to create, stop everything. Boo. What's the next step? Presence. I'll let everything be as it is just for now. 3. Am I aware of a good feeling in the background when I've stopped struggling? Then does this good feeling want to take shape as a creation? Does it want to flow into something? Or does it just want to sit here for a while and be still? Because from the fullness of life, nothing really needs to be created. So that is your creative zone. Nothing needs to be done. I am okay, even in this house. Perhaps living conditions not to your liking. For now, I am okay. I am okay because I have the kingdom of heaven with me. I have the fullness of life. The kingdom of heaven is within me, is with me. And I need nothing because I am already all of that. I am that abundance. I am the light. I am in the kingdom. See, now you might even feel as you're watching this, because the presence is here more. You might find yourself going into presence. How does that feel? What do you notice around you? So I've just talked myself into presence. Do you notice it? New? That is beyond manifestation. So now when you get up from this, you'll get up as the presence. What will that presence love to do or not do? Be okay with the illness that's in you or the lack. It's okay, I am okay. Nothing in this physical world, nothing in your body says anything about you. No lack, no relationship, no failure, no success, no earthly condition says anything about who you are. You are that which is the witness of it. You are the presence that you can even feel now. You can feel it. And this is the manifestation. The frequency is the manifestation. Okay. Pointer to remember this Eckhart way. You're focusing on source and being rather than a desired outcome. The whole thing has been to get us into a state of being present. And then you see what wants to flow from there. So law of attraction, you'll focus on the house. It's got this and it's got that in it. Focuses on the outcome. You see, the outcome is in the future. So here we bring it present. Outcome is here now. Right now, if you're feeling a sense of presence, that is the manifestation. That is the outcome. Now, here I am. We are here, present. And then from here, when you ask for something, and Jesus said, you ask, believe you have received it, and you will have received it. Yes, it's true. Because in the now, you've received it. And in the now, in the fullness, you've got it. The present is the presence. It's not the material thing. God does not see material stuff. But the presence, you can have it. Eckhart mentions this as well, is how to believe. When you've asked for something and it's not yet here, how do you believe? His answer usually is the fullness of life. Go to the fullness of life. And that is your awareness. And in that, all things are achieved. It's a simple knowing that you're okay. That's worth millions. Do you know how many rich people don't feel okay? So now this method of Eckhart, and the 4 steps, I put it here. You won't probably find these 4 steps in his work laid out specifically, but see if it helps you if you do listen to his stuff. And then I've also developed this into my own way, which is drawn from other sources as well, but they align, they're the same thing. So this is 5D. This is what 5D manifestation might look like. It's presence, and I am. There's no mind here. Okay, and I will talk more on this. If you like this, do like and subscribe. We will talk more on this 5D manifestation and how to live more from presence. Until then, be in presence.